This video is brought to you by Industrial Scripts, script development and training trusted by the industry.
It is a beautiful day in Chicago today. Temperatures expected to reach the upper 70s. Right now, 75 at the lakefront. 70...
Writer-director John Hughes was responsible for a string of hit teen films in the 1980s, as well as perennial family film classics like Home Alone and Uncle Buck.
They bought it.
Coming in the middle of an extraordinary run, and hot off the heels of The Breakfast Club and Weird Science, Ferris Bueller's Day Off is one of his best.
Incredible. One of the worst performances of my career, and they never doubted it for a second. How could I possibly be expected to handle school on a day like this?
In it, Ferris Bueller fakes sickness to get off from high school, and his best friend Cameron Frye and Sloane Peterson in tow escapes into Chicago for a day of adventure. There's a popular but improbable fan theory that Cameron Frye imagines the whole film, that Ferris is a Tyler Durden-style figure Cameron creates to live out his fantasies. But beyond the fun of twisting a light teen film into a dark psychological story, this points to how strong and interesting the character of Cameron Frye is.
Very little.
How do you feel?
Shredded.
Is your mother in the room?
She's in Decatur. Unfortunately, she's not staying.
With a film full of memorable set pieces, a star-making turn for Matthew Broderick, even a small Charlie Sheen appearance, why does this character endure? For any character dynamic to work, there need to be similarities and contrasts. Cameron and Ferris are both high school students, they're friends, but they're very different people. This allows them to bring out different sides of each other. Ferris's sister might find him annoying, but he has a relatively functional home life. Cameron, on the other hand, has a rocky relationship with his father.
Talking about it. Ferris, my father loves this car more than life itself.
A man with priorities so far out of whack doesn't deserve such a fine automobile.
We never see his father, but from the way Cameron talks about him to Ferris, we can tell.
You don't understand. Wow. Ferris? He never drives it. He just rubs it with a diaper. Hey, remember how insane he went when I broke my retainer?
Huh? Come on, that was a little piece of plastic. This is a Ferrari.
Get bella.
Cameron has a great arc, one that's relatable and universal. He's uncomfortable in his own skin. He doesn't know where he fits in. He doesn't let himself have fun. When he's off sick from school, he's actually off sick and stays at home.
I'm so disappointed in Cameron. $20 says he's sitting in his car debating about whether or not he should go out.
Cameron has a flaw. He's reluctant to skip school with Ferris. He refuses Ferris's call to adventure. He'll never tell his father what he feels and what he needs from him. In contrast, Ferris has no flaws, at least from the perspective of the audience and many other characters. He's already come of age. Ferris is effortlessly cool and almost universally adored. Ferris doesn't need to change, the world needs to change around him. Basically, his sister and the dean need to accept how great he really is. Cameron's presence creates real stakes. Ferris brushes off any trouble he finds himself in. Yes, Rooney is on his trail, but there's no question that Ferris will get away with faking being sick, because he always does.
You need to reach us. We'll be at the following number.
Even if he didn't, it's clear he's not worried about the consequences. Importantly, Ferris also breaks the fourth wall, talking directly to the camera and the audience at the start of the film. As a result, the stakes feel less real for him. On some level, we know he's a fictional character, an impossible ideal rather than a real person like Cameron. Cameron does worry. When he sees the miles on the odometer, knowing that his father will know they took his prized Ferrari, knowing that they'll get caught, he freezes up. Put simply, Ferris is the character we, as the teen audience, wish we were. Cameron is the character we more likely are. Other films have tried to replicate this wish fulfillment element without understanding how important Cameron Frye is to making it work. It's like making a Star Wars film where every character is Han Solo and there's no Luke Skywalker. Cameron's character also shows a great way to use a prop as a central metaphor and make it iconic in the process. Cameron says that his father loves his red Ferrari more than him. The car, or rather their unauthorized use of the car, becomes a means of liberation from real-life drudgery, whether that's of high school or being a parking attendant. The Ferrari is a symbol of freedom, of literally being able to escape your surroundings and become anyone you want to be. It first becomes involved in the story so Ferris can continue to impersonate his girlfriend's family and get her out of school. Later, in Chicago, Ferris will pretend to be many other people, taking over a parade and becoming Abe Froman, the Sausage King of Chicago.
Can we please get the hell out of here? This place gives me the creeps. Why did you tell me to come to it?
Hello, may I help you? You can sure as hell try. Hi, I'm Abe Froman. Party of 3 for 12.
Ultimately, however, the car doesn't belong to the parking attendants, or Ferris, or to Cameron. Throughout the film, Cameron, and we the audience, know that they will have to return it at the end of the day. The metaphor has to come full circle. It's not the borrowed car that provides the sense of freedom. It's the rebellious act of taking it, of defying Cameron's father, that transfers Ferris's freedom to Cameron.
No, forget it. Forget it.
Once Cameron has felt this change, it's impossible to go back. The car returns to what it was before Ferris liberated and repurposed it, a symbol of Cameron's father's lack of love and attention for his son.
I gotta take a stand against him. I am not gonna sit on my ass. As the events that affect me unfold to determine the course of my life, I'm gonna take a stand.
When they can't rewind the miles on the car, Cameron kicks it and destroys it.
Damn, and I hate this goddamn car! Who do you love? Who do you love? You love a car! Bitch!
Ferris offers to take the blame, but Cameron says that's not necessary. He'll stand up to his father.
When he gets here, I'll tell him that I did it. He hates me anyway.
No. I'll take it. No, I'll take it.
No, you don't want this much heat.
I want it. If I didn't want it, I wouldn't have let you take the car out this morning.
I made you take the car this morning.
I could have stopped you. It is possible to stop Mr. Ferris Bueller, you know. No.
This is ultimately why Ferris is so cool. Not because he's a free spirit who gets won over on authority figures like his parents and principal. It's because this free spirit transfers onto everyone around him, improving their lives in the process. And it's felt the most on Cameron Frye.
Thanks anyway.
This is a shock to me. I mean, first of all, I don't know why she wasn't in school. And second of all, I just can't believe she came to you with a story about an intruder.